Hi, and welcome back to Diabetic Dishes with Joycelyne in association with Cooking In with Joycelyne. We are concentrating on dishes with low carbs so that your sugar level won't spike. So to assist me today, this is a Greek recipe. I had to have somebody from Greece. Let's see. Do I have my Greek friend in the audience?
Hail, Athena, goddess of love that you are. Greece, the city of Athens, was named just for you. You are Athens' protector.
Oh, good. Are you hungry?
Oh, I'm always hungry. Know
And what
that.
is your name?
Pericles.
And?
I am king of Athens during the golden age of Athens, yes.
Hence the gold.
Hence the gold.
So today we're going to make Spanakopita. Now spanako is another word for spinach, and pita is another word for bread. But in order to make it low carb, rather than putting in phyllo dough or anything that has white flour, we are going to make a spicy dish. I roasted these peppers in the oven about 400 degrees for about 20 minutes, turning it over so they got blackened, and then I peeled them, and I'm going to line the dish with the peppers, and that's going to be on the bottom of our pie. So it's going to be very fun to have some surprise, a little spice. Not too spicy, but just enough to give it a little kick. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a 9 by 13 inch pan, and I'm just laying some peppers down. However they are differently shaped, you know, it doesn't matter because you're just gonna cover it to give it something fun at the bottom. So now that I've done that, I'm going to take, you can do this, crack 3 eggs in here.
Eggs in here?
And this is fresh, clean spinach. So I'm going to...
I get 2 more chances.
And what I like to do is use virgin olive oil. So I'm just going to put a little olive oil in the pan. And just to make sure it doesn't burn, I might add a touch of water. So this seems like it's a lot, but when you cook it down, there's so much moisture, it's going to be really flattened once it's cooked. So I'm going to add it in sequence because it's a little high by covering this. There. Would you like to light the oven? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, we'll let that cook. And so we're going to be mixing some herbs with this. We're going to take onion powder, 2 teaspoons. These are my measuring spoons. And if you take the lid off, then it's easier. You can just go in here. So do you want to see what? Now this is 1 teaspoon approximately. Just stir that up.
Stir this.
Whip it up, yes.
Okay.
Put another one in. You can do this to taste if you like more or less. You can just use your own discretion. I like to put a little bit there. That's good. And then just replace this so you don't forget when you go to make your other dishes. Then I'm using Himalayan Himalayan salt because I think it's got really good nourishment in it. So I'm going to put at least a teaspoon of that. So you find the whole part, and then I don't have to clean this because it's just going to be the same thing. If you're on a low salt diet, you can use salt substitute. And this is 21 seasoning salute. It's kind of a mix of different. Also take that off. We're going to put a teaspoon of this in.
Oh, this is like a witch's brew.
This is kind of
oil and bubble, toil and trouble.
And garlic powder. We're going to put that in. If your stuff gets hard, I guess this one is not coming out. I usually just take a knife and smash it like that. Okay, there we go. There. Mix that in. I like garlic, so I'll put a little more. Make sure you get those lumps out. And then we're going to add some feta cheese. This has garlic and herbs already, so it's some seasoning, but you don't need it. We're going to use 2 ounces, which is about half of this container. So I'm just going to add about half of this to your mixture.
Boy, that smells clean. I love the smell of feta cheese.
Okay, now this is. You see how this is cooked down? So I'm going to flip it over. That whole big thing of spinach, it has gone really small, so I can add the rest in now. So we're going to cook. You need about 20 ounces or 2 or 3 packages of spinach for fresh spinach, or you can get frozen spinach, whatever you have. Okay, that's good. So let that cook down. Okay, that's looking good. So this is a very simple recipe because what we want to do is smash some of these pieces so that they're more, blended. So,
okay.
See, do you see this is a lump here? Yeah. So you need to smash it. Okay.
Well, now, are these chunky because they've been in the jar a long time? And
no.
No?
That's just the way it is. Feta cheese comes like in little pebbles. I don't know. That's how they make it. Now, the cheese that we're putting on top is called Munster cheese.
Munster?
Now, it melts well, and it's great for
oh
topping.
Boy. Oh,
now, this is 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese. So I'm going to add that.
Oh my God, we're really loading it down now with cheese.
Yes, it's going to be delicious. I'm going to get a spatula because you want to get all of it, right? And so just keep stirring it up while I'm cooking the spinach, and we're going to add that. So simple, delicious, and healthy. Okay, herbs have a lot of antioxidants, so it's always good to use as many herbs as possible. So this is about ready. I'm turning it over. And now, are you ready for, is it stirred as much as you want it to be?
Oh, yes.
No. See
No.
that lump there? All these lumps?
Well, yeah. Well, when you pour that in, we're going to we'll keep doing it.
We want to make sure it's smooth before we get it in. Okay, ready? No. Okay, now I'm going to add, actually I didn't add any water, so this is pure spinach.
No water at all?
No, the only water is from the spinach itself, so it's concentrated. Okay, let me show
that
you.
spinach smells so good.
If you stir it.
I love the smell of spinach.
Okay, so we're gonna mix all of this together and then we're gonna put it right on top of this. It's quite simple. See how great that looks?
Yeah.
You can smell how great it's gonna be. It's sort of like a quiche in a way, except for we don't have a crust and it's got more spices and things. But you see how the heat is helping melt the cream cheese.
Well, I think by making it hot in there, it's also helped to...
We're also going to bake this for about 20 minutes at 400 degrees. So, you want to help me carry this? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No.
Oh.
There, I was trying to hold this over here. So I'm going to stir it and pour it. Okay.
Are you ready?
Not quite. I want to mix it a little more. Okay.
That hot spinach really helped make this stuff melt.
Yep.
And unstick itself.
Great. Now, do you want to stay there? I'm going to get the spatula. See the difference when you use the spatula? Look at how much stuff. Isn't that a lot of food that would be otherwise wasted?
Yeah.
So it's really important to use a rubber spatula if you have one, because it will save you a lot of money by not wasting food. Okay, you can take that away. Now that you've evenly put this as best you can along over the top of the chili peppers. They're not chili peppers actually, they're peppers, but they're mild. They're what we use for chili relleno. So now, after we finish this, all we simply do is take the cheese and we coat it on top. This is pre-sliced, so it makes it simple. I'm gonna make it go the same direction. And this is gonna brown in the oven.
No, we don't stir this cheese up.
No, we want a crusty cheese topping, right?
Well, we stirred up all the other ones.
This is like having a crust, but it's not a crust. You see what I'm saying? Actually, I think I'll turn these this way.
It looks like these are starting to melt from the heat too.
Well, that's okay because we're gonna brown it. It's gonna get browned. So it goes like this perfectly. It fit perfectly, look it. So now we're gonna put this in the oven and we'll wait for 20 minutes and see what comes out.
Okay. In the meantime, wow, this sure does look good.
Thank you. I just pulled it out of the oven. It was 400 degrees for 20 minutes and look how nice and brown it is.
Oh my God, yes.
So, does somebody want to try some?
Oh, well, you know I do.
Okay, I'm taking my little knife.
Oh my God, that smells nutritious and delicious.
It's going to be very
And
good.
maybe a bit suspicious.
Okay then, let's see. This is the first cut's always a little hard because we want to make sure we get all of it. Ooh, look at that. It's sort of like a little pie. Okay, it's gonna be super hot. But you could try that.
This is mine?
Yes.
This little tiny piece?
Yes.
God.
There's more where that came from.
There is?
Well, yeah, little pan. Oops. No, it's hot. Hot.
Can I get more?
If you're good.
If I'm good? Oh.
Okay. Don't burn yourself.
Oh my God. This is delicious.
Okay. Well, this is a great main dish. You can also use it as a side dish, but because it has the protein from the eggs and the cheese, and it has tons of cheese, right? 3 different kinds. We used feta, we used cream cheese, and we used Munster.
If you like cheese, this is the thing for you.
But also, it's got the kick from adding the bottom of the green peppers and the seasonings and spinach. So it's a complete meal, and it's really good if you have diabetes because it won't spike your blood sugar. So we hope you enjoyed this easy meal, and thank you so much for tuning in on Diabetic Dishes with Joycelyne.